Oh, there's nothing. Oh my god. Right, hello, welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. Napoli 2, Chelsea 3. Listen to this. For the first time in comfortably over a year, Napoli have lost a home game. And it's to Chelsea Ruddy Football Club in a ultimate final game in the Champions League, which sees Chelsea get automatic qualification, finishing in the top 6. You need to be in the top 8, above the likes of Man City, Real Madrid at time of recording, PSG, Inter, Newcastle, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, Atalanta, Leverkusen, all of them. None of them are in the automatic qualification spots, but Chelsea are. And I tell you what, mate, I was watching some of the other games on the Super Goal Show in the corner of my eye until I had to shut the laptop because I was having a heart attack. I saw Liverpool knocking 1,000 goals past Qarabağ, and I was thinking, at the time we weren't winning, and I was thinking, you know what screwed us here? Those results against Atalanta and Qarabağ. It was always going to be insanely hard to go to Antonio Conte's Napoli away in the Maradona in the final game of the Champions League phase. Yes, they're decimated with injuries, but the truth is, the narrative there, Conte's an amazing coach. The Lukaku narrative's there. He nearly scored at the end. Rob Sanchez forced an excellent save. And what can't get lost in the wash here is Liam Rosenior has only just turned up and has had games every 3 days. He's just arrived at Chelsea. He's got a game every 3 days. You know, when he picked up Chelsea, we had like 1 win in 8 games under Maresca in the Premier League. The aforementioned Atalanta and Qarabağ, you know, poor results were, of course, coached by Maresca. This is not a hit piece on Maresca. He's an excellent coach who delivered us success. But it's the context of the situation of where we are, where we were, and what Liam Rosenior has walked into. And he's got an 80% win rate, winning 5 out of 6 games. Is that 80%? Winning 5 out of 6 games. And of course, the only game we lost was that Robert Sanchez howler against Arsenal. But he had a good game today. And Joao Pedro apparently is very, very good. I apologise to everything bad I've ever said about him. We've done it. There was mistakes made by the manager as well, but he rectified them, and we ruddy won, and we've done it, and you can be happy. Welcome back. So thank you for joining me. If you're watching on YouTube, please do consider liking and subscribing. If you choose to subscribe, you should hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Sweet, sweet bell, baby. Yeah, fine. Oh, transition. There we go. Of course, this is available on good podcast platforms as well. Simply search Football Therapy Podcast. If on Spotify, you get to watch the video. And yeah, you can follow me on there and give me a 5-star review if you want to support me. That's nice of you. Huh? We're going to look at this. We're going to talk about how we set up, how peculiar it was. We're going to do it all today. Oh, my word. First of all, look, there we are. There we are. Don't look at Tottenham and Liverpool or Arsenal. I mean, how are Tottenham there? How is Thomas Frank's Tottenham there? Level on points with Hansi Flick's Barcelona. Man City have just snuck in. Real Madrid, Inter, PSG, the quadruple winners, Newcastle, Juventus. Look at all these teams look at all these losers. Dortmund that didn't make it. I mean, Napoli. Hey guys. Hey Conte and Lukaku. How you doing? Down in 30th. So yeah, they weren't, not the greatest of international form, and they have injuries. But like I said, it's really worth saying it again. Me. Napoli haven't lost a home game for over a year. Until now. I just inject it into my veins. Let me bathe in it. Yeah? Seeing Lukaku come on for 10 minutes, sweat his gonads off, do a bit of pointing, and lose. It's great stuff. It's good gear. Huh? It's a lovely game of football and result. So, how did we line up? Well, arguably, not very well. Here we go. This Rob Sanchez, very good in goal. Wesley Fofana, I'm a big fan of his, as you know, not a good game. I do think he was sort of hung out to dry a little bit with the formation. I'm not trying to make excuses. He was bad on the Højlund goal, but it was a poor setup, I think, from the Chelsea manager initially. It was a back three of Cucurella. Here you go, left centre-back, heat map for you was demonstrated. Wesley Fofana, central centre-back there. As you can see here, this is when we went to a back four maybe. When Chalobah came on, maybe he was a bit more on the left. But he played central centre-back because Reece James was right centre-back. And then Gusto, held the width on the right as like a right wing-back. And it just didn't work, man. I understand. I didn't hate it in theory when I saw it on the team sheet because Reece James can play there very well. He's locked down Vinicius Jr. in the Bernabeu playing that role for Thomas Tuchel. No problems whatsoever. Cucurella, in theory, when we bought him from Brighton, the sort of like, on the Cucurella instructions it was left centre back in a back three, left back or left wing back. So in theory, he plays that role, and often when he can tuck in, but it didn't really work. It didn't really work to have just Wes as a central centre-back and those two guys. It would have worked better if it was Trev or Tosin. I know you'd be like, oh, Tosin, but he's played that role before. Levi's played it loads under Maresca in possession. He was the central centre-back when you tuck into a back three. Wes has never done it. He's a ball-carrying, recovery-pace centre-back that plays on the right slot. It was never, you're probably thinking, Jan, you're trying to defend your boy. Maybe I am to a degree, but tactically, I genuinely think it was a he had a bad game, but I think it was a mismatch. Do you know what I mean? He got here on SofaScore a 6.4 rating, probably nerfed because he got a booking towards the end because he stuck one on someone. Steval got a low rating, but the thing is, Steval got low rating, Gusto got a low rating. I'm a developing fan of Rosenior, but we can't be overly protective of him because he's a new young manager dropped in the job. I think he made a mistake here with the shape, but the good thing about Rosenior is, unlike Maresca to a degree, I think he's going to rectify his mistakes more. We've seen him make much more proactive and progressive substitutions, the new Chelsea gaffer, which I'm pleased about. Midfield pivot of Caicedo and Santos. Santos gets substituted later. Fernandes had a good game. Neto, I don't know how the fuck... Ooh, how the heck has he scammed a 7 rating? Instead, I got a 6. We will give many flowers to the Samba boy, Joao Pedro, who couldn't get into the game, but when he could, boy, did he. Boy, did he. Did take him a little time, though, because, I think we were tactically set up poorly. 3-5-4-2-1 from Conte's Napoli. We will talk about Vergara's goal. Oh my word. See, the Højlund goal for me was poor, very poor. He moonwalked into our box and Wes was poor picking him up, and he should not be that easy goal. But we'll talk about it now. This kid, Vergara, it's his first senior goal. He's a boy from Naples. He was rouletting like Diego Maradona in our box. He absolutely murdered our entire defense with what can only be described as a sensational solo goal. And it's easier to praise that because we beat them. But it was like a lovely moment, presumably, for that kid. First senior goal in the Maradona, scoring a goal like Maradona in a Champions League game that, gives you a chance to go through in the Champions League. Sadly, it won't be forgotten for him, but it was an incredible goal. An incredible goal. So Conte made some changes. Gutierrez, Bukema, and Lulu comes on. All stank the gaff out. Cole Palmer comes on, gets 2 assists. Does he? Excuse me, I was just burping in the mic. I know he made an assist for... Yeah, he assists both Joao Pedro's goals. He's back! He's back! Cole Palmer's back! Now, other substitutions that featured, is Trevo Chalobah and Gittins coming on in just before the hour mark. Cole Palmer comes on at halftime for Neto. Now, I think this should have happened at halftime. We were all saying on my Instagram, live thing. You need to bring on a centre-back. You can't just have Wes as your only centre-back. It's not working. I don't know why he waits 15 minutes, but he does. But he does do it. He doesn't wait longer. So we see Trev come on and Jamie Gittins comes on, who's pretty poor, actually. And he gets substituted at the end for Badiashile as a left-sided defender to see out the game. And Gittins looks a bit miserable. But he didn't really do much. He stank the gaff out. Alejandro Garnacho comes on. I think actually plays pretty darn well as a pressure release valve running the channel. It's precisely what we needed him to do. And Benoit Badiashile, obviously, as a defender to see the game out. So we get a penalty in the 19th minute for a handball. It's a UEFA handball rule, which is more strict. So it was always going to be a handball, but yeah, in the Prem you might be a little bit of discussion over it. And Enzo Fernandez, 4 penalties this season, all dispatched. His numbers have been excellent, goals and assists for a long time. Enzo Fernandez, he runs a lot. He plays different positions: number 10, number 8. Sort of number 6. So he's been really, really important. Sorry, the cat's at the door. I'm not letting her in because she causes chaos. Yeah, man. So great. 1-0 up. We're feeling good. This was always going to be a tough game, like I said. Napoli haven't lost at home for over a year. And it's the Conte friggin' narrative, drenched in Conte narrative. So we go ahead, but then we have what can only be described as a horrible 10 minutes. As you can see, 33 minutes. There was the aforementioned Vergara goal, which was the absolutely sensational individual move, assisted by Oliveira's doing very well to get an assist there. But he also assists Rasmus Højlund just 10 minutes later, and it is yucky stuff. I must say, it's far too easy. Højlund moonwalking into the box, not being picked up by, Wes. I can try and defend him all I want tactically, but when you're a defender, a centre-back, and he's a striker, you can't be doing that. We go into half-time losing to Napoli, and I did an Instagram half-time live, and there was some very sad, upset people. Non-believers, dare I say. But I get it. It's high-octane, emotional time, and we all want to win. Yeah, that's with Chelsea. Oh, Jesus. Right, come on then, you little turd. Say hello to the people. Okay. Hold on. The cat's come to say hello. We won! Forza Chelsea! Come on the Chelsea! As Conte once said. You got there, mate. Got there. Got there. Don't destroy anything. Yeah, man. So horrible halftime. Cat hair everywhere. Dreadful scenes. Everyone feels sick. See the changes. Palmer comes on. He still doesn't look fit, but my word, with 2 assists, he is absolutely vital to this comeback. You'd have to say. What are you doing, mate? You go leave. So yeah, Palmer comes on, Gittins comes on, doesn't really do anything. Santos coming off did make me think, oh dear. Gusto off for Chalobah, everyone saw coming, because it means we have 2 centre-backs on. Reece James can play as a right-back, and it just makes much more sense. Now, Cole Palmer, I don't remember this assist particularly. The second one was great. I'm sure this one was good as well. Oh my god, what's this cat doing? Get out! Both finishes from Joao Pedro, man. Absolutely lethal. The way he turned and whipped that. I think it was the first one, the touch, before he sets himself up. He did this before. Do you remember the goal against Newcastle when he does that header and then finishes? This was a touch before he finishes. He's literally playing as his own strike partner. Now, you might think, everyone does that. They set themselves up. They touch and finish, chest and finish, head and finish. But the way Joao Pedro's been doing it, it's literally really rather good. I don't know what else to say. You can see the shirts moving behind me, the cats in the friggin' shirts. An incredible touch and finish. That's probably why I forget about the Cole Palmer assist, because I'm thinking about the Joao Pedro touch before the finish. Absolutely sensational. And the hour mark, I'm thinking, we're going to win this. We're going to ruddy win this, because we've got a stronger bench. We'll have better fitness levels. They'll be panicking because they need to win to have a chance at the playoffs. We're already in the playoffs no matter what. So they're at home. They'll have to come out. We won't have this really like stinky, well, I say stinky, well-disciplined Antonio Conte defense to break down. I feel like we're winning. Estevao comes off. He probably didn't have so he comes off in the 74th minute, Estevao, for Alejandro Garnacho, which I think is fine. And actually, Garnacho really, really served us well in the game when we needed him. It wasn't really a game for Estevao. You can understand why Estevao cooked Barcelona, Hansi Flick's Barcelona, and maybe not like Conte's Napoli, in the Maradona. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not really his game against that low sort of like back five. And I do actually think Rosenior set up incorrectly early doors, but he corrected it and he changed the shape. And that's what you want from any manager, not just a Chelsea manager. They'll have an idea, they'll see it in practice, and they go, you know what? It's not working. I've got really good players. I'm going to change this, and we're going to go and win it. Clement Turpin was refereeing, who I think is a really good ref. He also looks exactly like Leandro Trossard. Come off the hour, come off the man. Cole Palmer is starting to cook in the 82nd minute. Is filling himself back into the game. Plays an excellent, intelligent ball, and that's what we need from Cole Palmer. That moment, that sort of moment of brilliance. Joao gets Joao Pedro, and again, what can I say? Absolutely lethal finish. And the Samba boy, Joao Pedro, as you can see here, has been given player of the match, 9.1 rating. Absolutely. Let's look at his stats. We never do this. Let's do this. Joao Pedro deserves it. Or we used to do it all the time. But it's changed the format, I think. Yeah, so he got 2 goals from an XG of 0.88. 4 shots, 2 goals. I can't remember. Let's look at the rest. That's very good. Let's look at the statistics. It's a game with 2 halves. So let's look at the halves. Oh my giddy aunt. So in the first half, we created 1.72 XG to their 0.76. 3 big chances to their 1. And we were losing 2-1 at this point. Look at all those chances. So maybe we weren't set up that badly. I do think the shape was incorrect, but we did have high value chances. And the second half, when we scored 2 goals, 0.29. That was the character. That's so strange, isn't it? Isn't that strange? Because it felt like we were set up a lot better in the second half. Yet we only generated 0.29 XG in the second half. And it felt like we were chaotically set up in the first half. And we created 3 big chances and 1.72 XG, which is pretty crazy. I'm loathed to dig players out, whether it's Estevao, Gusto, even Wes or whatever. Because I do think it was a weird shape. And these are all talented players that will have their moments. But praise, immense amount of praise. I'd say Rob Sanchez in goal, 2 great saves. I'm not going to... I mean, Neto's got a 7 rating here, but I'm going to respectfully disagree with that. Enzo Fernandez, leader, good penalty. Joao Pedro, 2 excellent finishes. Caicedo, fine. Cucurella, pretty good. Reece James, captain. And, of course, Cole coming off the bench, dropping 2 assists for Joao Pedro. Jesus Christ, bro, chill. It's the cat. She wants to play fight. Yeah, man. I'm feeling good. Let's have a look at the standings. Let's see. Have they finally settled into their final resting place at time of recording? Arsenal first. Yucky. Bayern. Well, yeah. Liverpool. Fine. Tottenham. That shouldn't be there. Barcelona. Fine. Level on points with us. I mean, if you told me we'd automatically qualify level on points with Hansi Flick's Barcelona and, Guardiola's Man City, and teams to miss out are Real Madrid, PSG, the current holders. But then again, last season, they didn't get automatic qualification, did they? Newcastle, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, Borussia Dortmund, all them, man. Enjoy your playoffs! Losers! Hey, Real Madrid! Enjoy the playoffs. Current quadruple holders and Club World Cup final losers, PSG. Enjoy the playoffs. Newcastle, you can enjoy the playoffs. Atletico Madrid, Diego Simeone. Playoffs. Enjoy them. Atalanta, who beat us, and De Ketelaere was mugging us off. Playoffs. Playoffs. How do you guys feel? Let me know in the comment section below. Please do consider liking this video and subscribing on the YouTube Football Therapy. Do check me out on all your podcast platforms by simply searching Football Therapy Podcast on your podcast platforms. That's nice and easy, and you can follow and 5-star rate me, and that will be helpful to me. Last thing, while you're watching, you might be on your phone, be sure to follow Football Therapy Clips on Instagram and TikTok. Right, that's all the work you have to do. You can finish your shift now. Keep it locked. See you soon. Peace.